All right, good evening. This is Coach Big Pete. Time for the final summary of the deepest football game of the week. Coal City versus Herscher. Coal City wins 28-7. I'm going to give the player of the night to Payton Hutchings, quarterback of Coal City, 3 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, I do apologize. Payton Hutchings was unbelievable today, on target with his passes. I also want to give sort of a little bit of an MB, sort of a shout out to the Coal City offense, the Coal City offensive line, and that Coal City offensive coordinator. I don't know who your name is or who does the play calling, but that was some of the best play calling I've seen in a long time. And common sense play calling, great judgment, unbelievable, great game for Coal City. On Hersher's side, they just couldn't find they couldn't find anything in the game, especially in the beginning. Their defensive line, they tightened up a little bit, but again, that Coal City secondary was very impressive. They were very swarming. I was talking about it. I was very impressed with the two corners. Basically, they read where the quarterback was going no matter where, and especially on contained for the defensive ends for Coal City, unbelievably great job. Crawford, the kid from Coal City, he is the real deal. Definitely kid I'll be looking towards to 2020, class of 2020, as a top recruit in the state of Illinois. I'm definitely looking at that. But overall, 28-7, Coal City, no doubt about it, it's the best big team in the Interstate 8. Herscher, Lyle just beat Wilmington. Herscher's in the Interstate 8 small. That's going to be very interesting. Herscher, like I said, they still have a great chance to get into the playoffs. They have to work on a couple few things. I think the weather played a little bit of a part in the past game, a little bit. Was very impressed with Herscher's offensive line. Very, the running game was good. The running game was a solid running game with Herscher. But again, Coal City is a top team in the Interstate 8 large. Payton Hutchings, the MVP of the night, 3 touchdowns. He had a great game, smart with the ball. I know he had one ball. I know he had one pass where I think it got knocked or tipped or something like that, and the ball came back to him. He tried to race after the ball, but luckily got it onto the sideline, caught by a coach, I believe. But overall, good game by Coal City as they go on to next week's opponent. And you talk about, you beat Wilmington, you beat Herscher, you lost to Morris in your first game. You're 2-1 right now, and you just kicked off the Interstate 8 journey. You're looking great right now, Coal City. Herscher, they got was it Reed Custer? I think they have Reed Custer on the schedule. Who else? Reed Custer. Just a bunch of small teams. They could easily do something there. I think the big game to look at would be Wilmington versus Herscher. That's going to be a huge game for Herscher. Wilmington, they're a little bit phased right now. They're 1-2, but should be interesting. We'll see what happens there. But again, Coal City, great 4A team. They get into the playoffs. You have to look at it. You have to say right now, Coal City is possibly the top 5 teams in 4A. The top 5 teams in 4A. Maybe 6, 5, maybe 5 or 6, because you I think Taylorville and of course I see Rochester, but Coal City, you have to give them acknowledgement. They have the group of players to go far in the playoffs, and the only thing that can hurt them, the only thing that can hurt Coal City is injuries. That's the only thing that can hurt Coal City, and if you have an IC or a Rochester and they come to Coal City, wow, watch out. Really watch out. But again, my hat's off to Hutchings. He had a great game. Crawford with the touchdown catch. That defensive line, unbelievable. Arias running the ball was very impressive. His running style. That secondary, that Cole City secondary is going to help them out in a lot of games, especially when they get into the playoffs. Especially when they go against a few of the run and shoot teams, the red gun teams. That's going to be a huge help for Cole City. So, but again, final score 28-7, Cole City over Herscher. Again, Herscher, I think, is a young team. They're going to be good next year, and they're going to be good this year. And when they get a few wins under their belt, simple as that. So again, 28-7. If you want to see all my comments, it's on Twitter and I Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football. Also, I'll talk a little bit more about this game on Deep Dish Football on Breakfast with Coach Big Pete tomorrow, every Saturday at 9 a.m. Make sure if you have any questions, email me at coachbigpete@gmail.com. And again, follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and all that other fun stuff. But again, final score is 28-7. Cole City. Good game, and hopefully, get a card, get everything taken care of. I can finally go to a Cole City game, probably in the postseason. So it should be a fun time. But congratulations to Cole City. Good luck to Cole City. Good luck to Herscher. You guys are a great team. You guys are definitely going to make. You guys will be in the playoffs. That's my personal feeling. Just got to fix a few things, but it should be interesting. Cole City. Look out for them. I'm telling everyone right now. Watch out for them in the 4A. So that is it. And again, if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip on the bottom of the YouTube video or wherever the via PayPal link is. Thank you so much, and have